Georgia Hunter Bell just won Commonwealth gold in the 800 meters, and she did it in a way nobody expected. She took the lead from the gun and never let it go, holding off a reigning world champion all the way to the line. But the real story is not just the medal. It is what this win means for one of the most stacked events in track and field right now. Let's get straight into it. This happened at Scotstoun Stadium in Glasgow at the Commonwealth Games. Georgia Hunter Bell lined up in the women's 800-meter final against a stacked field, including Kenya's Lilian Odira, the reigning world champion. Hunter Bell had a plan going in. She wanted to sit back in second place, let someone else lead the first lap, and save her legs for a late kick. She explained it herself afterward. "I wanted to get out and be P2, so sit off the leader, but no one took it out, so I found myself at the front. So the plan changed the moment the gun went off." She stayed calm anyway. "I was like, I'll just take it but keep it slow," she said. "I'm not going to full gas myself on the first lap. So I always knew I was controlled." She kept the pace steady and waited to see who would challenge her. Around the 200-meter mark, Australia's Sarah Billings made her move, trying to use the wind and get into position for a late charge. Billings later described her own thinking. "I thought if I was towards the back, I'd make my move on the front straight, use the tailwind, and get into a good position. I tried to go a bit at 200, and Georgia responded straight away, more aggressively than I could." Hunter Bell felt the challenge and did not wait to get caught. She attacked first. Down the home straight, she pulled away from the field. Odira, the world champion, could not close the gap this time. Hunter Bell crossed the line in 1 minute, 59.51 seconds gold. Odira took silver in 2 minutes, 0.58. Billings held on for bronze in 2 minutes, 0.61, missing silver by 3/100ths of a second. That is how close this race was, all the way down the field. This was Hunter Bell's first Commonwealth Games ever, and her first outdoor global title. She led wire to wire, meaning she was in front from the very first step to the very last. That is one of the hardest ways to win a championship race, because everyone behind you can see exactly where you are and gets a clear shot to run you down. Hunter Bell called it plainly. Gun to tape, not what the plan was, but very happy. Now here is where the story gets bigger. Georgia Hunter Bell is 32 years old. That is considered late in a runner's career. Most athletes peak in their 20s. But her path here was not normal at all. 6 years ago, she quit the sport completely. She walked away, worked a regular job, and was not training or racing at all. Then she came back. And ever since, she has kept getting faster. In 2024, she won Olympic bronze in the 1500 meters in Paris, running a British record. That was her first taste of a global podium. In 2025, at the World Championships in Tokyo, she moved to the 800 meters and took silver, finishing 100th of a second ahead of her own training partner, Keely Hodgkinson. But she still did not have the win that day. Lilian Odira, the same woman she just beat in Glasgow, took gold that night in a championship record time of 1 minute, 54.62. Hodgkinson, who had just come back from a 376-day injury absence, still fought hard for that silver before Hunter Bell edged past her. Hodgkinson said afterward, "I thought I had it, but she came past. I did my best to hold on. In that last 10 meters, my legs were falling off a little bit because the first lap was so quick." She added, "I was in it to win it, and when you do go for the gold, you do risk coming off the podium, or second or third. I am proud of both of us. We both got a medal." That loss to Odira is exactly why the Commonwealth win matters so much. Hunter Bell went back and beat the runner who had beaten her on a different stage in her very first Commonwealth Games appearance, and she almost was not ready for it. Weeks before Glasgow, she got sick enough that she had to pull out of a race in London. She fought through it and got her voice back in time. Her heat went fine, a win in just over 2 minutes. Her semifinal was even sharper, under 2 minutes flat. Then she delivered her best run of all in the final, when it counted most. This gold also completed something rare. Hunter Bell now has an Olympic medal, a World Championship medal, a European medal, and a Commonwealth gold. Every major championship in the sport, she has stood on the podium. Very few athletes ever complete that full set at any age. She talked about what this medal really means to her. Lots of people reflect on being a kid and doing it for the kid version of yourself. But I actually think of the young woman version of myself, who was like 23, 24, and gave up. She also said, I felt really calm. I felt calm. I really feel like I was composed. It didn't go to plan as in the race. That backstory is powerful on its own. But it lands even harder once you understand exactly what event she just won. The women's 800 meters right now is one of the fastest, deepest events in the entire sport. This is not just Hunter Bell and Odira. There is a group of women pushing each other to run times that used to seem impossible. Start with Keely Hodgkinson, Hunter Bell's own training partner, and the reigning Olympic champion. Even coming back from that long injury layoff, she still ran under 1 minute 55 seconds multiple times this season. That shows exactly how high the bar sits in this event right now. Then there is Audrey Werro, only 22 years old, from Switzerland. This year, she ran 1 minute 53.98 seconds in Stockholm, the third fastest 800 meters ever run by a woman. A few weeks later in Paris, she went even faster, 1 minute 53.80. Just short of a world record that has stood since 1983. She is chasing history and closing in fast, and now add Femke Bol into the mix. She is a two-time world champion in the 400-meter hurdles, one of the most decorated athletes in track and field. This year, she made the jump into the 800 meters, an event she had barely touched before. Hodgkinson herself reacted to that move. I think it's really brave and courageous. I don't think Femke has got any experience in the middle distance at all. Girls are running insanely fast times, and I commend her for wanting to do that. Bol's very first serious attempt at the distance already produced a personal best. So picture the state of this event. A hurdles legend reinventing herself in a brand new event and already dangerous. That is the exact field Georgia Hunter Bell now stands at the top of. On paper, she is not even the fastest of the group. Hunter Bell just proved she can do exactly that on the biggest stage she had ever faced. That is the real reason this win is such a big deal. It is not just a gold medal from one meet. It is a woman who quit the sport, came back late, and kept climbing one championship at a time until she completed the full set inside one of the most loaded events women's track has ever seen. Werro is still hunting that world record. Bol is still learning the event and already a threat. Hodgkinson is still building back toward full fitness. And Hunter Bell just added a Commonwealth gold to everything else she has built. And after Glasgow, nobody is going to overlook Georgia Hunter Bell at the front of that race ever again.